Okay, good morning, BE-Ed 4A students.
Good
So,
morning, ma'am.
mga I'll give your classmate 3 minutes more to join na. So, we will start at 8:35 a.m. So, meron pa tayong 8:33 na. So, we still have 2 minutes more. Okay. Antay lang muna tayo. Thank you. Okay, good morning, class. So, we will start our
Morning, ma'am.
morning. So, we will start our module 2, module 2. Saan na yan? Heuristics po na po tayo. So we only have 40 subject. We only have 2 modules. So, we're in the introduction of the heuristics na. But, take note po, your midterm exam, the schedule po niyan is on the second week of November. So, the coverage of this is Module 1 and the 2 units in Module 2, which I'm going to discuss today and by next week. So, yun ang coverage ng midterm. Since parang we tackled earlier sa scheduled time ang ating module. So, the other time before the November, so ang gagawin nyo na lang is to comply all of the requirements. So, gagawin nyo yung mga activities nyo and try to find out na kung ano po yung gusto nyong magiging mathematical investigation nyo. So, isa lang po yun. So, kung matapos ko ang discussion within today, so I'm not going to meet you anymore for live class yung sa Google Meets. So, ang gagawin nyo na lang is to comply all of the activities na pinost ko sa Google Classroom. Pero pag hindi pa natapos ngayon, so we still going to meet on the Monday. So, yun po ang last lecture, last meet up for the midterm. So, mag-update na lang po ako sa Google Classroom and in our Facebook group chat regarding sa activities, um, assignments, yung lectures, and some updates regarding the schedule of your midterm. After our lecture, after the yung Unit 1 and Unit 2 discussion, I'm going to have uh, another quiz regarding Unit 1 and 2, Module 2. So, mag-update lang ako kailan ko ibibigay. Kung matapos tong discussion, so perhaps ibibigay ko ang quiz by next week. Kasi on Friday, so wala po kayong activities today na bago. So ang gagawin nyo is yung activities na previous yung the previous activities nyo. So by Friday pa yung bagong activities regarding our lecture today. Okay, so I'm going to start now with our Module 2, Unit 1. Pag may time, we will continue with the Unit 2. Okay. Wait lang. Okay, so this is the Module 2, Mathematical Heuristics, or ito yung problem-solving strategies. So there are plenty mathematical heuristics and we will learn it one by one at the end, I mean on the process until the end of our semester sa January. So, ano mga topics dito? The topics are, we will going, for the Unit 1, introduction lang muna. So, we're going to know what are these heuristic, bakit siyang tinawag heuristics, mga ganyan. And for the Unit 2, we will start with the heuristics giving a representations. So, ano-ano yung mga heuristics na nagbibigay ng representation? So, i-discuss din po natin yan. Unit 1 and 2 these are part of your midterm exam, the coverage, kasama ang Module 1. Module 1 and the Unit 1 and 2 of Module 2. Sorry. So these are part of your midterm. For the finals topic, ang coverage ng finals is the Unit 3 heuristics, making a calculated guess, heuristics going through a process, and the heuristics changing the problem. So ito na lang po yung topic na i-discuss natin for the final exam. So, as you can see, medyo ko konti-konti na lang, pero more on problem na kasi itong Unit 3, 4, and 5. And at the same time, magbibigay na din ako ng time para sa inyo to think about of your mathematical investigation. Kasi dapat, before the final exam, so yung final exam niyo is more or less nasa last week of January. So, I'm going to give you until 3rd week of January to pass your mathematical investigation. Ang 2nd week naman of January, lahat ng inyong mga activities na i-turn over nyo na so that I can have time to check and to make grades na for your mathematical problem-solving subject, yung Math 141. So, we will now go with yung mathematical investigation. So, magpipili lang kayo kung ano yung gusto nyong isang topic for your in-depth investigation, and then i-discuss nyo through a video na dinidiscuss nyo with a PowerPoint. Ipapakita nyo sa akin yung video nyo na ginagawa, ano yung about yung inyong mathematical investigation. Yung video na isi-send nyo, at the same time, your PowerPoint slides, isi-send nyo po sa akin with the topic, ano yung title ng inyong mathematical investigation at ano ang inyong gustong gamitin na heuristics. Kung gagamitin nyo ba yung finding a pattern, guess and check, or draw a picture, draw a diagram. So, makikita nyo later on yung mga different heuristics. So, dapat isa lang po ang pipiliin ninyong heuristics. Hindi na kailangan lahat. Kahit isa lang, it's okay na for the mathematical investigation. So, later on, so ibibigay ko din sa inyo yung inyong rubrics at the same time yung guide, a guide kung ano ang gagawin for the mathematical investigation. Since early ang matatapos sa aking lecture for the midterm, so it will give me time to create the rubrics at the same time yung inyong guidelines or the process kung paano nyo gagawin yung inyong mathematical investigation. Okay? So, we're now going to the Unit 1. So, Unit 1 is the introduction of heuristics. So, we have here, what is this heuristics? So, heuristics are strategies daw. So, they are strategies, methods, technique, approaches that students can use to solve complex world problems. So ito ay mga strategy. So it can be a strategy. Pwede siyang tawaging methods, techniques, or approaches. Ay, teka lang ha. Sorry. Next, it originates from the ancient Greek word eurisko. Anong ibig sabihin ng eurisko? Meaning to find, search, or discover. Kaya yan, heuristic ang tawag dyan. It is from the ancient Greek word. The founders of heuristic is the Hungarian mathematician. So, ang nag-found ng heuristics na to ay si George Polya. So, we all know that George Polya, siya yung gumawa ng 4 steps in answering problem solving. I discussed that on the Module 1, Unit 3, yung si Polya. So he published a book about the subject in 1945 called How to Solve It. So heuristics, so mayroon ding ibig sabihin. They are the ways to approach solving problem, mental shortcuts in thinking process of problem solving. Solutions are not expected to be perfect. Bakit sinabi nilang solutions are not expected to be perfect? It is because meron kasi, for example, ginamit niya yung finding a pattern. Sino yung nag-solve ng finding a pattern, all he thought or all she thought, yun na yung process na compatible or fit sa problem na yun. And then, nakita niya bandang huli ay hindi pala pwedeng gamitin si finding a pattern. So, may iba't ibang heuristics na pwede niyang kunin or i-select that may fit to that certain problem. Kaya sinabing solutions are not expected to be perfect. So, pwede niyang i-change ang kanyang step 2, yung devise a plan wherein baka mali yung kanyang piniling heuristics. Heuristics also aid to creative thinking. So, nagbibigay ito ng creative thinking when overcoming a problem. Especially pag gagawa kayo ng draw a picture, draw a pattern. So, nag-create ito sa problem solvers ng creative thinking. So, mayroong 14. So, yan ang yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. There are 14 heuristics. So, may mga 14 strategies, 14 methods or approaches that you can adopt in answering world problems, mathematical world problems. So, for the giving a presentation, ito yung i-discuss ko after ng introduction of heuristics. So, in giving a representation, pwede kayong mag-draw a diagram or model or magpipicture kayo. Next week, you can draw a table. And next is a make list. So, these are under sa heuristic giving a representation. Next is, we have here, to make a calculated guess. So these are the heuristics that making a calculated guess. Bakit making a calculated guess? Kasi mag-guess lang siya and check kung tama ba o mag-answer ba sa problem na pinapahanap. Yung looking for a patterns, kung okay ba yung kanyang pattern na ginawa or hindi siya compatible, or make a suppositions. Next one is to go through the process. In going through a process, meron din heuristics na ginagawa. Ito yung act it out. So, may process siyang sumasama. Magka-act siya kung ano yung pinapagawa, mag-act it out din siya doon. Or magsa-start siya working backwards. So, from the answer, public siya sa original na problem. So, ganun yung kanyang work backwards. So, we will see, we will appreciate these heuristics by an example. So, later on, magpangkita natin yung mga examples. So, ma-appreciate ninyo kung ano-ano mga heuristics na compatible kayo or you're willing to work out or yung parang mas easy sa inyong gawin. So, going through a process is the using equation and formula also and the before and after concept. So, lahat itong apat ay under sa heuristics going through a process. And the last category of heuristics is the change the problem. So, these are the four categories. So, categories ang tawag dyan. So, these are the four categories of heuristics, and under the four categories are the different heuristics. So, we have here categories, giving a representation, making a calculated guess, going through a process, and changing the problem. Ano-ano naman ang nasa changing the problem? Wait lang. Ang changing sa problem is one is you're going to restate the problem in another way. Ibig sabihin, from the given problems, minsan kasi yung problem napaka-broad. Pag binasa mo isang beses pa lang, parang medyo hindi mo naintindihan, so binabasa mo ng paulit-ulit. So, pwede mo din i-restate yung problem sa way na you can understand the problem. So, ito yung process. Restate the problem in another way. Next is you're going to simplify the problem. Pwede din you're going to solve part of the problem until you solve all of yung buong problem na yon. Or you eliminate possibilities na hindi nagko-comply. Sample, may nakita kayong possible na answer. Tapos, titingnan nyo yung answer ba is will comply the requirements na given sa word problems. Pag hindi na-comply, so you're going to eliminate those hanggang sa makita mo na yung possible or probable na answer. So these three categories, it will be discussed after our midterm exam. Kasi part na yan sa finals. So ang di-discuss ko lang is the heuristics introduction and this one, giving a representation. O, questions po regarding sa heuristics. Definition pa lang, wala po tayong yung mga steps, different heuristics. So, sa definitions, may problem po pa tayo sa definitions ng heuristics. Wala? Okay. So, if none, so let me continue with the, so binigay, in-upload ko na yung explore, elaborate, and evaluate na heuristics introduction. So, na-upload na pa yun. So, you can do that pag hindi pa natapos. So, I'm going to tackle now ang deadline pala niyan is October 25. So, I'm going to tackle now the heuristics to give a representation. So ano tong heuristics giving a representation? So we will start this one. This is a heuristic, draw a diagram, model, and picture. So ano nakikita nyo dito si boy? Ang boy is to determine niya yung problem is yung nagdo-draw siya. So ito na yung heuristic, draw a diagram. It can be drawing a diagram, or you're going to draw a model, or you're going to draw a picture. So pare-parehas lang po yan under sa heuristic, draw a diagram, model, and picture. Okay, so what is this? What is this heuristics, draw a diagram, model, or picture? So it is a problem-solving technique in which students make a visual representation of the problem. So itong heuristics is making a visual representation. Visual. Kasi meron kasing problem solver, mas gusto nila yung nakikita nila. Minsan nga gusto nila yung colored pa yung picture para mas ganado silang mag-answer. It is often a good starting point for solving all kinds of word problems. An intermediate step. So, intermediate. So, ibig sabihin, ito, hindi, nasa gitna lang po siyang step. Hindi siya yung beginner, hindi din siya expert na step. Nasa intermediate na steps pa lang. Between language as text and the symbolic language of mathematics. So, by representing units of measurement and other objects visually, students can begin to think about the problem mathematically. So, students can think about the problem mathematically. So, kapag yung mga objects na nakita niya sa problem, gagawin niyang visual. So, for example, we have an example. So, example is a frog is at the bottom of a 10-meter well. 10-meter well. Each day, he climbs up 3 meters. Each day, each night, he slides down 1 meter. On what day will he reach the top of the well and skip? So this example is mas magandang gamitin is yung giving a representation under sa giving a representation using the draw a picture. So kailangan mo mag-draw ng 10-meter well wherein he climbs 3 meters each night. He slides down 1 meter. So, ayan. So, meron tayong up na 3 meters. Tapos, meron tayong down na 1 meter. So, for day 1. Day 1 yan. So, ano ang day 2? Anong mangyayari? We only have, or anong mangyayari sa day 3? Kaya para malaman natin, on what day will he reach the top for the 10-meter well? So, kailangan magdodraw tayo ng well. So, ito na. So, nagdraw na siya ng well. So, hindi na kailangan magdraw pa din kayo ng frog. Kasi yung mga expert mag-drawing, pwede mag-draw ng frog. So, for example, lagay mo ng mayroon kang scale of 1 hanggang 10 meters. So, sinabi, sa day 1, pumunta siya ng 3 meters, nagbaba, pagkagabi. Day 1 yan. 3 meters again, for day 2, nagbaba siya ng 1 meter na slide. So, pag taas naman ng 3 meters, na slide na naman siya ng 1. That is for day 3. Na punta din naman ng 3 meters, na slide na naman for day 4. So, dito sa day 5, na-out na siya sa 10 meters na well. So, na-answer niyo na po siya yung on what day will he reach the top of the well and escape. So, on day 5, yung answer natin. So, from here, you can think na drawing a picture is the best way to answer this certain problem, di ba? So kasi kailangan mo ng picture para makita mo talaga na akyat, bumaba ng 1 meter, nag-akyat na naman 3 meter, bumaba na naman ng 1, ganun, hanggang sa makita mo na what day siya ma-reach ang top of the well and escape. So that is for the heuristics in drawing a picture, pattern, or diagram. This one is a picture. Okay, so for this one, Mara is putting up a tent for a family reunion. So you're going to put up a tent for a family reunion. The tent is 16 feet by 15 feet. So ito daw. Each 4-foot section of tent needs a post except the sides that are 5 feet. How many posts will she need? So pagbabasahin po natin yan, medyo in the first isang beses na babasahin, parang hindi pa natin naintindihan. So babalikan na naman natin. So we can also use this or answering using the four steps of Polya. Yung understand the problem, when i-think natin kung anong device a plan na gagamitin, and then we will going to carry out the plan and review the solution. Okay, so we will try to see. Babasahin ulit natin yan. And then, so okay, nabasa na natin kasi ang hinahanap niya, how many poles will she need? So we're going to understand the problem. Ang binigay doon, the tent is 16 feet by 5 feet, one post every 4 feet, including one at each corner. Yun ang given dyan sa problem. And then ito din, no post on the short sides. Kasi kasama yan dito, sana yun? Except the sides that are 5 feet. So there's no post at the short sides. Next. So here, we're going to devise a plan using draw a picture, model, or diagram. So now we're going to carry out the plan. So from the understand the problem, and we already determine what plan we are going to use or what heuristics we're going to use, we're going to carry out that plan. So sinabi, yan. Rectangle is 16 feet by 5 feet. So you're going to draw 16 feet and then 5 feet. Yan. There are posts every 4 feet. So ika-count natin. So from here, count dito ng 4. So dito 1, 2 na post. 4 feet na naman dito. Dito na naman, and this one. And dito sa dulo, sa 5 feet, hindi na siya pwede ilagay mo ng 4 feet dito. Dito na siya sa end. So, magdi-divide na din siya. So, ngayon, ilan ang nakita mong post? So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, these are the 10 posts that she will need to build the tent. So, if you're going to review the solution, so sinabi, there are 10 posts. So, 16 feet. So, ito kasi yung nakita natin sa drawing. Ngayon, we'll try to do using the division. Kung tama ba ang 10 posts. So, 16 feet tayo meron, divided by 4. Meron tayong 4 section of 4 feet on each long. Ito na yun dito. So, there is a post on each end. So, there is a post on each end. So, 4 plus 1 is equals to 5. Then, there are 2 sides to the tent. So, 5 by 2, we have 10 posts. So, tingnan nyo yung review of solution. Pag ito yung ginawa natin, solving, medyo hindi tayo kampante kung tama pa yung ginawa natin. So, we can also use a drawing. Ito na yung drawing. So, by drawing, i-check yung ginawa natin kung tama ba. So, pag ginawa natin itong procedure, so nakita natin 10 posts din yung lumabas, which is equivalent or equal sa dinowing natin na 10 posts din na kailangan for the Mara to put up a tent. So that is how you're going to do answering the solutions at the problem solving using the Polya steps. So, next. Meron pa tayong next. Ayan. So, nalimutan kong, ano yan? I-anime. So, lumabas na lahat ang drawing. Okay, so we have here. So, we start na lang. I-discuss ko. There were 58 children. So, pwede naman, instead, gagawin mo yung understand, devise, carry out, review. Pwede din naman, isusulat mo na lang ano yung given. There were 158 children. So, ida-drawing mo. Ito, drawing mo yung diagram. So, it will represent 158 children. Anong next? There were 267 more adults than children. So, sulat natin dito. There were 67 more adults than children. O, lalagay natin. Ito yung sa block ni children plus 267. Yan. So, ilan lahat para sa adults? Yan. Baka tanungin nyo, Ma'am, bakit nandito si 267? Hindi ba pwede lahat na lang 267 itong lahat na portion? No, sinabi dito, there were 267 more. Diba, we all know in our algebra, pag sinabing more, it means that you're going to add the 158 plus the 267. Kasi yan ang more. Ibig sabihin, nagdagdag siya ng 267 pa na person to the number of children. So, all in all, pag i-add natin yan, sana yung mouse ko? Wait lang ha. Yan, so si 158 plus 267, your adult population in the theater is 425 adults. Ngayon, sinabi, 236 of the adults were men. So, from the 425, ang 236 daw ay ang men. So, ito, the difference is the women. So, subtract natin si 425, yan, minus 236, and it gives us 189 women in the theater. So, we answer yung population ng women sa theater. So, ito yung problem. How many women were there in the theater? So, that is how you're going to answer that problem using a draw a diagram. So, nakikita natin na mas easy siya pag i-diagram natin. So, any questions? Question pa tayo? Before tayo pupunta sa draw a table. Any question po regarding sa draw a diagram? Table, draw a diagram, picture, or ano yan, table? Question? May question ba?
None, ma'am.
Okay. So, I'm going to continue with the another heuristics under giving a representation. So, we have the draw a table. Itong draw a table. So, nakikita natin, nag-draw talaga siya table literally. So, hindi yan ibig sabihin. So, it's just picture na nakikita nyo na he will going to draw a table. Okay, so what is this draw a table? Draw a table is a problem-solving strategy where students write information in a more organized format. Kasi may marami nagsasabi na drawing it on a table is organized. Mas organized yung gagawin natin. So it allows also students to discover relationships and patterns among data and encourages students to organize information in a logical way and to look critically at the data to find patterns and develop a solution. So we have, this is the draw a table. So now we're going to do the draw a table with an example. So we have an example. Janice wanted to distribute stickers equally among some children. If each children receive 8 stickers, she would have 3 stickers left. If each child receive 11 stickers, she would need another 9 stickers. How many children were there? So ito, mas easy siyang gawin pag table na, aside sa drawing. So, sinabi, si Janice daw ay nag-distribute ng stickers equally among some children. So, ang first problem, so meron tayong table. Ano yung table? Yan. So, we have children. So, isusulat natin. Kasi ang question is, how many children were there? So, number of children, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah. Hindi natin alam kung hanggang 5, 6, 7 ba. So, saan to kinuha, ma'am? Baka tanongin nyo, saan to kinuha nga multiples of 8 and multiples of 11? Dito yan. Kasi sinabi, if each child receive 8 stickers, she would have 3 stickers left. So, gagawin muna natin ng multiple of 8. So, we have 8, 16, 24, 32. So, ibig sabihin, to the 4 children, bale, 32 stickers na lahat ang na-distribute ni Janice. Meron din dito. Yung multiples of 11, kinuha din dito kasi sinabi, if each child receive 11 stickers, she would need another sticker, 9 stickers. So, we need a multiples of 11. So, hanggang sa 4th children, na-distribute ni Janice is 44 na stickers. So, ngayon, we will try to do this problem. Itong problem na to, yan. So, if each child receive 8 stickers, she would have 3 stickers left. Ibig sabihin, may sobra siyang 3 stickers. While this one, yung pangalawa, if each child receive 11 stickers, she will need another 9 stickers. So, sa 8 stickers, yung multiples of 8 na yan, magdadak tayo ng 3. Kasi sinabi, meron siyang 3 stickers left. So, we're going to add 3. Pero sa 11 stickers, we need another 9. So, magsasubtract tayo ng 9. So, yan ang nangyari. So, from the first part of the sentence, pag 8 daw, you have, Janice have 3 stickers left. So, mag-add tayo ng 3. So, 3 here sa 8, 3 here sa 16, 3 here sa 27, and 3 here sa 4. Ngayon, pag 11 din ang multiples, pag 11 stickers din siya mag-redistribute, she will need another 9 stickers. So, isa-subtract natin ng 9 from the multiples. So, sa isang tao, minus 9. Isang tao, sa ikalawang tao, minus 9 natin. Ikatlong tao, minus 9 natin. Ika-4 na tao, minus 9 natin. Ma'am, bakit lahat sila i-distribute, baka tatanungin nyo, ma'am, bakit lahat po ng children i-add ng 3? Hindi po pwede sa 4 na lang i-add? Or yung itong din sa 9, multiples of 11, bakit lahat? Ganito yan. Kasi hindi natin alam ilang children. It can be isang children lang. So, pag isang children, meron kang sobra na 3, di ba? O baka 2 children ka meron. So, ibig sabihin, kung 2 children, so meron kang sobra sa 16, which is plus 3. Di ba? Or, baka 3 children yung si Janice meron. O, yan. So, dapat sa 3, meron kang plus 3 from the multiples of 8. 24 man, plus 3, 27. Or baka 4. Ngayon, ma'am, nakuha na natin, okay, nag-gets na natin, ma'am, na in-add na natin ang Kada number of children, i-add ko ng 3 from here kasi may stickers left. Minus 9 kasi kailangan ng 9 na stickers pa. 11 stickers i-distribute. Ngayon, anong i-answer natin? So from here, nakuha na natin. So pag may makita po tayong sa multiples of 8 na ni-add ng 3, multiples of 11 na subtract ng 9. For example, isang children lang. This can be the right answer because they are of different value. Unlike yung sa number of children that's na 4, diba? They give you the same amount. I mean, the same stickers. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung answer. Bale, 4 na children na meron siya with the 35 stickers. Kasi parehas yung kanilang value na lumabas. Pero for example, sa number 4, hindi pa rin lumabas na of the same amount. So magdagdag po tayo ng 5 dyan. Baka sa number 5 may lalabas. So since lumabas na parehas na ang value ng stickers or the amount, yung ilang stickers na lumabas sa multiples of 8 plus 3 sa 4 children, and multiples of 11 minus 9 sa 4 children, parehas na sila. So it means that Janice had 35 stickers and they were 4 children. So kasi sinabi man doon, kasi ito kasi yung question, sinabi, pag multiples of 8 stickers ang ibibigay niya, meron siyang sobrang 3 stickers. So ito na yon. Diba dapat multiples of 8, so pag ibibigay niya 8888, meron siyang 3 stickers left. Kasi dapat, tinan nyo, pag 88888, so sa 4 children, 34. So meron siyang 3 stickers left. Pero pag multiples of 11 daw stickers, she will need another 9. So tinan nyo, sa multiples of 11, pag ibibigay niya 44, so meron lang siyang 35 stickers na kailangan niya ilan pa kailangan niya? 9. So it answers sa question na ito. So hence, there are 35 stickers and there were 4 children. Okay, gets na natin yung si Janice.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're now going to another example. Another example tayo. Nahang aking, wait lang, nahang yung aking mouse. Ayan. So for example, meron din tayo, how many hours will a car traveling at 65 miles per hour to take how many hours will a car traveling at 65 miles per hour take to catch up with a car traveling at 55 miles per hour if the slower car starts 1 hour before the faster car? So we're going to understand the problem. So ano yung problem? Ang slower car daw is 55 miles per hour and nag-start siya ng 1 hour before the faster car. Si faster car naman ay 65 miles per hour. What are you trying to find out? Yung how many hours? How many hours it will take the faster car to catch up to the slower car? Kasi nauna kasi si slower car which is 55 miles per hour. Nag-start siya 1 hour before. So after ng 1 hour, yun na yun. Nag-start na din po ang faster car. So ngayon, ang question yung kailangan yung malaman is ilang hours niya ni faster car mahahabol si slower car. Ngayon, we're going to draw a table. So, how many hours? Yan. So since we know what is, we're going to draw a table, so mag-carry out tayo. So we have to create a row. For the slower car, faster car, ang sa column naman is the R. And then you're going to find the distance traveled during each hour. Okay, nandyan yung table. So nandito yung R, And nandito yung slower car, faster car. Okay, in 1 hour, si slower car ay 55. Bakit si faster car 0? Kasi sa 1 hour, nauna po ang slower car. Si faster car, hindi pa pwede. So, sa 1 hour, meron si 55 si slower car, faster car is 0. Okay, for 2 hours, so i-multiply lang natin yang ng 2. So, 55, so naging 110. Tapos, yung faster car, 65. For 3 naman, for 3 hours, so 55 times 3 gives you 165. Yung faster car, naging 130. For 4 hours, si slower car is 220. Ma'am, saan po kinuha to? You just multiply 55 times 2, 55 times 3. Or you just add 55 plus 55, 110, 110 plus 55, 165, 165 plus 55, 220, hanggang and so on. Same with this one, ha? 65 plus 65, 130. 130 plus 65, 195. 195 plus 65 to 60. Kasi ito yung kanyang miles, 655 per hour. Ito din sa kanya, 65 per hour. So ngayon, so hanggang 4 to 20 yung sa slower, faster naman is 195. Sa 5 to 75 to 60. Ito, 330, 325. Sa 7, 385, 390. So ngayon, ilang hours siya? So it takes 6 hours. Ma'am, bakit 6 hours? Bakit hindi sa 7? Kasi naglagpas na siya sa 7. Kasi sinabi lang naman, sana yung question. How many hours will a car take? How many hours will a car traveling take to catch up? Ibig sabihin, i-catch up. Hindi sabihin, nandun na siya sa dulo. Yung naunahan na siya. Catch up lang. Hindi yung nasa unahan. So, bakit dito nasa 3 to 5? Bakit, ma'am, kung ganun man lang, bakit hindi dito sa 5 na lang, 5 hours? Na, as you can see, 275 minus 60, 260 is 15 miles pa yan. Medyo mahaba-haba pa yan. Well, this one, 5 miles. And this one, hindi na po pwede kasi yung faster car, na-overcome niya na si slower car. Sinabi lang is, catch up lang, hindi overcome. Pag sinabing overcome, yung 7 hours ang answer. Pag sinabing catch up, yun lang pong 6. Okay na. So, 6 hours lang po tayo kasi catch up lang po ang kailangan i-answer. Hindi yung i-overcome ang slower car. So, if you're going to review the solution, did you find the number of hours it took for the faster car to catch up? Yes, it took the faster car 6 hours. So, then, i-check nyo lang yung math kung correct ba yun. Dapat i-check nyo kung 55 plus 55, 110 ba talaga? 110 plus 55, 165 ba talaga? So, kailangan i-check nyo din kasi minsan baka naka-error tayo sa addition nasobrahan yung pag-answer natin dyan. So, i-check yung review solution. Bale, i-check lang natin kung na-answer ba yung problem. Ito na yung gustong malaman yan. Or yung math na ginawa natin is tama ba yung pag-add. So, question po. If no questions, So, if none, so continue po tayo. Okay, so meron tayo systematic list. So, ito yung last. So, time check, it's 9:22. So, I'm going to have 8 minutes. So, pag matapos to 9:22. So, pag matapos na to, so, we will do not have live meetups by next week hanggang midterm. Lahat ay asynchronous na. Gagawin nyo na lang yung Google Classroom, okay? So, tatapusin ko na lang para may time talaga kayong gumawa sa activities natin. Okay, so, ang systematic list is a problem-solving strategy by writing all the possible solutions. So, sisulat natin yung possible solution. Reynalyn, paki-off po yung mic. Okay, thank you. Okay, so for the systematic list, so ira-write natin ang possible solutions. So ito ay very useful when you are solving a word problem that has more than one answer to it. And ito daw ay useful pag merong maraming answer sa problem. Useful strategy when done in a logical and systematic way. For example, we have a shop sells apples in bags of 3. It sells lemons in bags of 4. Gilson buys some bags of apples and lemons. He buys the same number of each fruit. He buys the same number of each fruit. He buys more than 20 and fewer than 30 pieces of each fruit. How many apples does Gilson buy? So ito, parang nakakalito. So babasahin na naman natin. So pagbasa natin, so may makita tayo. Okay, so ilang number of apples at number of lemons. So ganun ang gagawin natin. So that is the systematic list. So sinabi, ang apples in bags of 3. So multiples of 3 yan. Yan. Ma'am, bakit hanggang 30 lang? Pwede naman hanggang blah blah, 31. Pwede naman hanggang 15 lang. Take note ha, sinabi dito, he buys more than 20 daw, and fewer than 30. Ibig sabihin, hanggang 30 lang. So, multiples of 3 hanggang 30 lang tayo. Tapos, titingnan natin yung boundary. Hanggang more than 20 and fewer than 30. Number of lemons, ito, yan. Hindi ko na-include yung 32. Kasi, more than 30 na siya. Kasi sinabi lang, fewer than 30. Okay, so next. Ano ang magiging mangyari dyan? So, we have Gilson buys some bags of apples and lemons. We buy the same number of each fruit. Yan. Babasahin natin ulit. He buys the same number of each fruit. So, hahanapin natin yung value of the same number of each fruit. The same number. Ito 12. Same number 24. Yan. Ma'am, dalawa yung answer. Saan kaya dito? Take note. Meron naman siya dito sinabi. He buys more than 20. Hindi pwede si 12 kasi more than 20 daw. Yan. And fewer than 30. So, pwede na to si 24. More than 20, fewer than 30. So, your answer, Gilson buys 24 apples. Di ba mas easy siya pag systematic list. So, ganun din yun. Pwede siyang tingnan sa systematic. Basta tingnan nyo lang yung yung boundary dyan. He buys more than 20 and fewer than 30, or he buys the same number of fruit. Hanapin yung the same number. That is how you're going to answer that one using systematic list. Next, we have also another. So Jimmy uses the number cards given below to form as many 3-digit odd number as he can. List all the numbers that Jimmy can form. So we can also use the 4 steps. Kung gusto nyo talaga yung 4 steps na solve. So we have understand the problem. Ano yung problem natin? Sinabi dito, what to find? All the 3-digit odd number. 3-digit odd number that Jimmy can form from the 4 number cards. So ito yung 4 number cards. What is known? Odd numbers usually end with 5 and 7. So, di ba, ang odd number, ang nag-end sa odd number is 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. In our given example, in our problem, the only odd number here is 5 and 7. So, the 3-digit must be an ending number of 5 or 7. So, we're going to make a systematic list. Ngayon, ano ang gagawin natin? systematically. So, we're going to carry out the plan. Ayan. Ito yung carry out the plan. So, add numbers that end with 5. Ma'am, bakit tatlo lang to, ma'am? Apat man tong figure. Take note, sinabi lang dito is to form as many 3-digit lang. So, 3-digit from the 4 numbers. So, meron tayong 245, 275, 425, 475, 725, 745. And that is odd numbers that end with 5. Odd numbers that end with 7 is this one. 247, 257, 427, 457, 527, 547. So, nakuha na natin yung mga odd numbers that end with 5 and end with 7 using the 3-digit from the 4 numbers. So ngayon, anong sinabi? List all the numbers that Jimmy can form. Jimmy can form. Ano man? Ilan? Jimmy can form 12. 3-digit odd number. Bakit 12? Count natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pare sila 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sinabi lang kasi dito, list all the numbers that Jimmy can form. So ililist natin, tapos ika-count natin kung ilang na form ni Jimmy. So merong 12 na 3-digit odd numbers. So that is how you're going to solve. So, review lang natin. Did I form 3-digit number? Yes. Did I form odd numbers? Odd numbers ba ang pinapahanap? Yes. Did I form all possible numbers? So, titingnan mo ulit kung ginamit mo ba lahat ng possible numbers from these 4 numbers. Use form mo into 3-digit of odd numbers ending with 5 and 7. Pag lahat, yes, so that is your final answer. 12 3-digit odd numbers. Okay, so question po tayo. Natapos na tayo sa last topic ng midterm. So it means I'm not going to meet you live by next week until midterm. So yung midterm is second week of November. So November yung midterm ninyo. So yung other weeks na hindi ako magmi-meet for live meetups, you're going to go to your Google Classroom and do all your activities na kailangan gawin. And perhaps think of a possible solutions, mathematical investigations na gusto nyong gawin. Okay? So yung explore, elaborate, and evaluate na activities for your Module 1, Unit 2, yung heuristics, giving a representation. It will be uploaded on Friday sa Google Classroom. So, for now, ang gagawin nyo lang ay yung mga ibang activities na hindi pa natin nagawa. Okay, so if you don't have any question, may question ba? Question? So ito deadline nito will be November 1. So i-upload ko by Friday, deadline is November 1. So question po tayo. Question? May question pa ba?
Wala na, ma'am.
Okay, so hindi na tayo magmi-meet up sa True Google on Monday. Just go to your Google Classroom. And on Wednesday, by Wednesday till Sunday, mag-upload po ako ng quiz number 2 sa Facebook group. So, gagawa muna ako ng quiz and then pag ready na siya, sasabihin ko lang sa group chat natin. Okay?
Okay po.
So, if no more question, please turn on your camera. So, i-check ko lang yung for the picture, for the documentation sa ating klase. Okay, smile. Okay, so if no more questions, so sa Google Classroom na lang and Facebook chat na lang po tayo mag-announce ha. No more meetups na po. Okay, so see you on the our group chat and classroom. Okay. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye,
thank you, Lee.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.